Hi there, welcome to Caffeinated Crafting. My name is Daniela, known as Caffeinated Gert around the interwebs. It is Thursday evening, January 9th. This won't go up until tomorrow on Friday, but I just came back from knit group, and I know there won't be any more knitting until tomorrow, or until I could record tomorrow. And the hair was done. So now I don't have to do the hair tomorrow if I record today, right? I'm a little lazy on occasion, but there was a lot of knitting, and I did go back to work tomorrow, and so I know, there won't be any more. So I thought while I was in the mood and just fresh off my awesome knit group that I would just go ahead and sit down and record. That's Pistachio? That could have been, no, I guess that was Tiger. Pistachio may come and start yelling at me shortly because it is 7:48, and come about 7:45, 8 o'clock, he comes and yells at me and tells me that it's time for bed. They get a little bit of wet food as we put them to bed, and going to bed is they sleep out here in the sunroom at night, so they're not traipsing all over us and keeping us awake. And so that's his good night treat, and he wants the wet food. Tiger's right here. Do you want to say hi? Come here. Oh, I got me a tiger. Oh, this is Tiger. Everyone loves Tiger and his little fluffy belly, or not fluffy belly. His belly is a little bald these days. He's getting a little old man. He's a little old man. Well, he's not that old. He's like 9, I think. I think he's 9. Do you want to say hi? Look at the nice people. Look. Tiger. Tiger. Don't be too much. Look. Anyway, here's your dose of Tiger. Now Tiger's going to go bye-bye. Whew. And left me with fuzz. All right. So, I haven't written the show notes yet because this whole recording thing is a little impromptu. But I will write up the show notes and type them as this gets uploaded tomorrow. So they will be on Ravelry in the Caffeinated Crafting group, and you'll be able to find links to the patterns and such there. So I have 3 finished objects this week. I finished the socks I had on the needles. This yarn is Barocco Sesame. I got my tag. Barocco Sesame in the colorway 7418. And the pattern is my own. It's basic worsted socks. And you can find that pattern for free up on Ravelry. So these are all done off the needles. Woo! I'm excited. I actually finished these Saturday. Yeah, finished these on Saturday. Oops, I scooched you. So sorry. I also finished this hat. This hat is knit out of, oh, please tell me I have my tag. I may not have it's Black Cat Fibers and the Chris something colorway. It'll be in the show notes. I said it last week. I can't look it up because I'm using my phone to record. Here's my hat though. I just made the hat up as I went, so there's no pattern for it, but here it is. It turned out really cute. I already wore it on Saturday and I really like it, so I'm keeping this one. The yarn was variegated, but in most of the hat gauge it's spiraled, so it looks like it was stripy. It's kind of fun. And yeah, so DK weight yarn. DK weight yarn. I love DK weight yarn. And I also finished my tarragon. Is he not adorable? So the body of my tarragon is knit out of DK yarn from Twist Fiber Studio in the Chameleon colorway. And the wings are knit out of, so I used the leftovers from those socks, the Barocco Sesame, because it had a really nice texture. And I cast the spikes on with just that yarn to begin with, but it was too thin. So I ended up holding it together with some leftover purple I had. I don't remember what the colorway was, but it was from Arctic Knits, Arctic Crafts. And so it turned out like a really nice marled color holding those two together. I'm really quite happy with it. The eyes came from 6060 on Etsy. They have awesome eyes. I get all my eyes for stuffed animals from them. And they were actually like cat eyes, so they're like slitted. And I thought those would look great on the dragon. The cough is way better, but I've been talking a lot this evening. So take that with a grain of salt, I guess. It's better. It really is better. I've slept a lot this week, and I think that really helped. I played a lot of Minecraft this week. I could have way more knitting done than I do, but Minecrafting got in the way. Do any of you guys play Minecraft? I'm on a server with some friends, and it's quite fun. So this is Tarragon, the Gentle Dragon. And his pattern will be linked in the show notes. Isn't he cute? I just love him. I have to take him on Saturday to knit group. I meant to take him tonight, but I forgot. And they want to see him. And then he will go to his recipient. So that's 3 finished objects. Yay me. That was one for Saturday, one for Friday, one for Saturday, one for Sunday. And then Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, I basically knit nothing much. Well, today's Thursday. I did knit quite a bit, not quite a bit, but I did knit something today because I went to knit group. Otherwise, probably wouldn't have either. So today I worked on these socks. They're the Perfect Puddle Jumpers by Sarah Stevens. I'm working on the leg of my sock. The pattern is actually written to be bottom up, but I prefer top down socks. So I'm just reversing them. And this yarn is Miss Babs Yowza, and the colorway is Deep Sea Jellyfish. I think that's right. My notes from last week are right over there, but I can't reach them. There, Deep Sea Jellyfish. Anyway, I think I'm most of the way done with the leg of the sock. I'm going to make it a little bit longer, but I really like it. Super fast. So here's where I was last week, and so I knit this today. I'm going to go ahead and move the marker so I don't forget, and that way you'll see how far I got when I record next week. This project is living in my cute Pokemon bag that came from Japan. Let's see what we got here. Oh, that's extra yarn that goes with this. Okay, so let me take a drink here, and then we're going to discuss this handsaw. Okay. Those of you that know me know I am not much of a lace knitter. I'm just not. If it's in socks or a small section, socks or a hat, okay. But a big lace shawl is just not something I'm going to knit. I mean, if I really want to, I could do it, but I'd have to really, really want to, and then just do that and nothing else. Like, I can't watch TV. Sorry. Can't listen to a book. Can't do anything but focus on that knit. I don't enjoy that kind of knitting. And it drives me crazy. So after fussing with this hand sew on, I think it was Tuesday, did knit a little bit, I knit on it some Tuesday, I decided that I'm still knitting the hand sew, sort of, but I am not knitting the lace bits. So what I'm doing, I'm knitting the border and following the increases from the pattern, but instead of knitting lace, I'm just knitting it in stockinette and garter. I'm just going to knit it, I'm going to knit it textured and focus on color placement and not do lace. So here's where I am. I did, there's a pearl, a little garter, there's a little stockinette. Now I have a little garter. I do think I might do like a row of like knit one yarn over, knit one yarn over, that kind of lace. It's not really lace, just for some texture. But that's as far as I'm willing to go. So I didn't work on it. Oh, I guess I should show you on the right side. Is that the right side? Or did I show you the right side? It's in the round at this point. It's just a big gobbledygook mess. But here it is. So I did knit this much of the border this week. And this is a corner, which is why there's yarn over. So the yarn overs for the increases are on the corners. So yeah. And once I decided that, I am much happier. Now it's still going to take forever to knit, but at least I see an end in sight because I'm not terrified of the lace, and I'm not going to avoid knitting it because I'm scared of knitting the lace. We just basically wide set it in timeout because I knew in order to knit that section I would have to have time where I could do nothing but knit on that section, and I don't have that kind of time. So the blue I'm using for the border, around the border, is from the color wheel. I don't know the colorway, but it doesn't really matter because she doesn't dye. She's not dyeing anymore anyway, so you couldn't get it. But it was one of her big old shawl cakes, so there's a crazy amount of yardage in it. So I'll use it for this, and then I'll still have plenty left over for a whole nother project. The hand spun is some that I spun myself. It was 3 different braids of fiber from Swoonish, and I stripped them all apart and did a combo spin. If you want to learn more about combo spins, you can check out the Passion Knit spinner. So it's Passion Knit as in knit, one word, and then spinner. She has a whole episode about combo spinning and how to combo spin, combining braids together to get one yarn out of it. And I got a lot of yarn. So I've already knit all of this. I have this ball, and I have 2 more. So I have more than enough yarn. I went a little overboard, like I do. I might just make the border that I'm currently working on really big. It's supposed to have a lace edging around the outside. So either I'm going to do a garter edging around the outside, or I'm just not going to do the knit on edging and just make the border part larger. Haven't decided yet. I'll keep you posted. And that's roaming around in my fringe bag. I actually found another project that I completely forgot about and forget about it, but I forgot to mention on the podcast last week. So 3 years ago, I knit this boxy during Nanny Swimo, National Knit Weather Month, during November. It's a fingering weight boxy. Well, I am a very hippie girl, And so even though boxy is a very large, boxy forgiving sweater, I thought I'll probably need a little extra room because why, you know, whatever. I totally did not. It turned out too ginormous, absolutely ginormous. And then I didn't wear it because I should have made it a little bit longer, but not added those extra stitches in the width. So, and it's knit bottom up. So there was no just ripping out and knitting it a little bit longer. Well, I could have, but then it would still have been too wide. It was too floppy. So what I did, the top, this part up here, fits great. From like up here up to the armpits, perfect. So what I did is I cut it under the armpits and then picked up the stitches and I'm re-knitting it down. And here's this is the old sweater, and this is where I'm re-knitting it. I have got to finish this. This has been on the needles forever, and I really want to wear it, especially now that it's cold out. And I'm so close, but it's so boring stocking it in the round. But I need to take, this is what I need to take on to knit night and just finish it. So I'm basically using the old sweater as a sock blank or as a knitting blank, and I'm just knitting off of it. It is turning out to be a little bit longer, obviously, because it's a little more narrow. And I did have other yarn left over, so I can make it longer still, even than this. I don't have any more of the blue, so when this blue runs out, that's all I have. But I do plan to make the bottom longer, so it won't curl. I want a decent amount of sorry, a decent amount of hem on this sweater, whereas the little hem that it calls for, it still always kind of curls, and I don't like that. So that will be changed also. And I've got plenty of the two dark colors, so that'll be easy peasy to knit extra. So this sweater has got to get some love and off the needles so I can wear it. And it's a big old project, so it's hanging out in a big old blue Q bag. Let's see, talked about that. What's in the basket? There's lots of scrappy leftovers in the basket, which means we've got the blanket in here. And in the blanket, on the blanket, I haven't knit a whole lot, but I did knit a square, so yay for one more square to the blanket. I have no idea what this yarn is. It's one of the ones I got in a swap, but it's pretty. It's like a pretty tonal, like a pinky red. It's real pretty. And this is my big old blanket all rolled up. Can't wait for it to be all finished. And that is the Scrappy Memory blanket. I'll link it in the show notes. Let's see, the only other thing in here, excuse me, is the scarf that I'm knitting, and I don't think I've worked on it this week. I'm a slacker, but this is one of the most recent cast-ons, so I don't feel as pushed to finish it as some of the other ones. And this would also be good take with knitting. And I've been trying to work on the ones that I have to pay attention to. Or that are hard as far as travel knitting. I mean, the blanket is huge. I did take it this evening and knit the square while I was out. But, I mean, that's a large amount of stuff to take with me if I take that blanket to work on. And it's just not really, that's just not really a smart idea. Because I have to take the scraps, I have to take the blanket, and like it takes up my whole little basket here. right. I think that's everything. Well, I know that's all I've worked on this week. I was a big slacker. I spent lots of time playing on the Minecraft. So sorry. I really enjoyed my vacation though. I got lots of extra sleep. As you can tell, maybe not as much. I can really tell a huge difference in my breathing, less coughing. My lungs feel better, so there is that. I repotted some plants that needed new pots, new soil, that kind of thing. I just kind of piddled around the house a little bit. So, I hope you guys have a fantastic week, and I will see you next Friday. Bye.